Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Ken, and I'm your host of Wrestling is Awesome. And thank you for joining us on this special edition episode where we're going to be giving our predictions for the Royal Rumble 2026. Joining me on this podcast is my right hand man, as always, Neil, the real deal, Obafemi's wise man. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, sir. I'm doing good.
Royal Rumble is always a hugely popular PLE. I have to still get used to saying that. Alex, you side for it?
Always. Royal Rumble's my favourite event of the year. I bloomin' love the Rumble, and I get to watch it live and not at stupid o'clock in the morning, which
Yeah.
is great. I'm very excited, and I'm very jealous of three of my mates who are over there at the moment who are going to get to watch it. I'm very, very jealous.
Yeah, they did great work getting that stadium up in a month. Very
Yeah.
impressive. So yes, Lolly, 7 p.m. next Saturday. You going to be able to watch live?
I am. I'm also supposed to be going to brunch beforehand, so I don't know if I might just be a little bit tipsy for watching the rugby.
It's the best way to watch it.
With a
I'm
live
tip-
stream.
Live stream it. I'm tipsy, and God knows what that would be like.
Yeah, we did the live stream together, myself, Neil, and Alex last January. I will be live streaming again on Saturday for the event. So if you're in the US and don't want to pay, follow me on TikTok at Wrestling is Awesome. And already have to see the Royal Rumble. So WWE Royal Rumble 2026. Let's start off with the individual matches first. So we have Gunther versus AJ Styles, and AJ's career is on the line. Um, we mentioned in our last show that I wasn't too sure. I mean, AJ was supposed to retire in 2026. I didn't see it happening in January. I thought there's going to be some shenanigans. He'll win because of DQ or something like that. But the fact that he got a Shinsuke Nakamura match on Saturday Night Main Event, the fact that he had a World Heavyweight Championship match with CM Punk on Monday Night Raw does tend to lean me into he is finishing out the Royal Rumble, and Gunther will be collecting another Infinity Stone to add to his gauntlet of careers, and it'll be a done deal. And it'll be poetic. It's 10 years since his debut at the Royal Rumble. It was 10 years since his last match with Nakamura. There's all these tens involved, and I think it's probably going to happen, which is a bit of a shock. And we mentioned we kind of been seeing the AJ Styles retirement tour and didn't even know it. He won the tag team championships. He had a cracking match with Cena, and the send off and the introduction he got there wasn't just for Cena; it was for him too. And he's had Nakamura. He's had a world championship match with Punk. It's kind of maybe that time. Has anybody got any other difference of opinion, or is it Gunther? And is Gunther going to do double duty? Because I'm anticipating he is. He's going to be in the Rumble as well. So let me know if you think he's going to do double duty and is Gunther collecting his Infinity Stone. Lottie, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, I think Gunther's winning, and I think he's going to be in the Rumble as well. I don't.
Maybe number 30.
Could be number 30. Although obviously there's still rumors of Chris Jericho making an appearance at Rumble. I think
There are soft rumors. I know he's doing touring with like Fozzy, and I don't know how that it fits, but these days you can get in and out to places very, very quickly. It it could happen. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
So yeah, I think double duty. I think he's going to obviously be AJ Styles because obviously in the last week's show we discovered that AJ's contract expires in February, so that obviously makes things a bit trickier to go on beyond Rumble anyway. And yeah, I think he's going to be in the Rumble. How he performs in the Rumble, though, I have no idea. I haven't even considered who's potentially going to win that, I don't think. I think initially I thought maybe Randy.
Mm.
Um, I just feel like I feel like they're building him up for a bigger storyline at the moment, which isn't happening, if that makes sense, because he keeps losing. Um, but so I don't know whether that's going to be his hurrah, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
my
I
prediction.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the vision obviously all backing Bron Breaker. So, I think he's going to be in and around there. But I wouldn't be surprised if the situation happened where you had like the number one or number two entrant go all the way to the end. And then Gunther comes in at 30 and you're like, oh my God. And then he just pops the hell out of him and just eliminates him. So, but yeah, so it's Gunther for you as well. Alex, is it Gunther?
It has to be, really, and because of everything that Lolly just said, I'd love for it to be an interference that changes it or ruins it. but I think it's going to be a clear victory. I hope he doesn't tap him out, because we saw how badly a tap out ends up with the fans. So hopefully it's a whole bunch of power bombs and he just pins him, which I think is a good way for AJ to go. However much I don't want to see AJ go, I wish AJ could go on forever like Rey Mysterio, because the man can still very, very much go. But yeah, I think it's the end for AJ Styles.
All right. I actually think it will be a tap. I think I as much as people didn't feel that was the character for Cena, and I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was a good way to go out, and I think that will be his thing. I think he will be making them tap out to their careers, and stuff like that. So, Neil, who you got?
Ring general. It's going to be Gunther. He is going to. I hope he doesn't. It's going to be a submission finish, but I just hope he doesn't tap AJ. I hope he just chokes him out.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it, didn't he choke? Did he choke out Goldberg, or did Goldberg tap?
Oh, he choked him out, I
He,
think, didn't he?
he choked out
Right.
Goldberg. Goldberg
So he
didn't tap.
choked out Goldberg.
Goldberg's not going to tap.
Yeah. So well, that's the thing. You think about it. He's choked out Goldberg. Then he made John Cena tap. Run it back to another choke out, and then the next person can tap, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's what's going to happen, and I actually think Gunther will go into the Rumble at either entrant number 2 or entrant 27.
Interesting. All right.
I think.
No, if he goes 27, it means he has to win. So I don't want him winning it.
He's gonna win. Gunther, the Ring General, is going to careen Cody Rhodes' chest, and he's gonna make his sternum touch his spine.
All right. So it's a clear sweep for Gunther. He's going to be beating AJ Styles. Let's move on to the undisputed WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. Sami's going to have the crowd behind him, but is this his moment? Neil, we'll come to you first.
This is not Sami Zayn's moment.
Mm-hmm.
This is the start of Sami Zayn's moment. That's what we know. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be the start of Sami Zayn's moment. I say it's going to be a good old fashioned. There's going to be shenanigans, but it's going to be it's going to be a Claymore finish. The reason it's got to be shenanigans is because with the crowd behind him, Sami's going to kick out of at least 2 Claymores.
Okay. Yeah. No, I can see that. Yeah, is there going to be I think an interference at a Rumble is tricky, because of the other match. You could argue, is Jacob going to come and interfere and to try to get at Drew, but ends up, taking out Sami. Trick Williams isn't a fan of Sami. Is he going to come and interfere in his match? But you'd imagine those participants going to be in the Rumble, so it's unlikely to happen in that way. But the whole narrative is he's never beaten Drew, right? In a one-on-one, and they haven't had that time to really build up again. There's kind of a match that's just very, very quick turnaround, and they don't even have. Well, I suppose they got this SmackDown, haven't they, to kind of build it up? So they've got this SmackDown before the Rumble to build it up. But yeah, I'm the same. I don't see Sami winning it, and I think it's the part of a longer story. I think with Jey Uso winning it last year, I think it makes it even more unlikely that you're going to have that kind of same repetitive underdog trying to climb up and win the title again. It'd be too similar. Lolly, thoughts?
Well, I think Drew's going to win it. I think he's got a lot more to do with the belt at the moment. I think he needs to actually be a bit more dominating with it, in my opinion. I think he's sort of played around with Cody a bit too much rather than focusing on making that championship mean something. So I think that this is a good match for him to really stamp his dominance over that belt. However, if there is interference, I can only see it coming from Cody and costing Drew the match. So that's the only other alternative I can think of. And that would, I know you don't think Cody's going to do a heel turn, which I'm absolutely like chomping at the bit for. But that would be like the best way for Cody to kind of have his heel turn a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
So there's the two avenues.
Yeah. I mean, Drew could cheat to win. I mean, he can get disqualified. So Sammy's and he still picks up the win, but not the title. So he still has that win. But the feeling is I haven't really won. So that's still definitely a possibility.
Well, I mean, when I was saying that there's going to be shenanigans, I just mean Drew's going to cheat. I don't be thinking there's going to be any interference. I don't think anybody's coming. The only way there's going to be interference is if that match takes place after the men's Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, I can't see
which I'm more than likely the men's Rumble match will be the match at the end of the last match of the night. So,
definitely. Alex, so who have you got? Drew and Sammy.
There is going to be so many false finishes in this match. It is going to be a false finish fest, but unfortunately, fortunately, the person that's going to get the finish is going to be Drew McIntyre, the man of WWE, the man who should hold the belt forever and ever and ever and ever, and not let Sami Zayn anywhere near it. And I think after the match, Sami will end up in the Rumble, and then get thrown out in it, and maybe be the final four, and then get binned out. By the person who I think is probably going to win the Rumble. Not the person I want to win the Rumble, but the person I think is going to win the Rumble.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the Women's Royal Rumble match then. Let's have our predictions for that. I think for me, there's two candidates. I think it's Bianca Belair or Liv Morgan. I see those two as the top contenders. And I think for the ego boost, I think Liv should win it. So I would put her down to win. So that's going to be my prediction. It's kind of a one, and because I think Bianca can then go into Elimination Chamber and have a match there and win that and have it be more dogged. So because Liv can kind of win without being totally in charge of the match, if you know what I mean. Lots of get outs, ducking under the rings, staying in the corner. So that's my prediction. I think I'm going to go for Liv. Crown jewel champion, returning back to Saudi and then winning the Rumble. Who wants to go next?
I can see a Liv win. I want a Bianca win.
Right.
I want to see Bianca come back. I want to see her come back early, even in the first two, and go all the way. Bianca has been out far too long, been out of the main event scene far too long, and give me more Bianca Belair, and let's hear that hair whip through that stadium. Where I still can't believe people think they put sound effects on that. It's a live show. How to put sound effects on a live show? That's some serious timing. If it's not Bianca, I actually don't see Liv winning it. But they have made a lot of fuss about Liv being second a whole bunch of times, and that she's been in every Women's Royal Rumble. So they have made a lot of fuss about that. But I don't see Raquel winning it because she's already got her title match. I don't see Jordynne Grace winning it because she's already messing about with Jade. I don't see Natty winning it because she's got her whole program that's going to come with Maxine. Becky Lynch,
double champ. Nah, I don't think so.
She'll feature though. She'll feature a lot. But yeah, I want Bianca or Tiffy.
Yeah, expected Tiffy return. Yeah, definitely. All right. Neil, who are you going for?
I think you guys have hit the nail on the head. I think it's going to be Liv Morgan. I think it's so I'm torn, right? Bianca won last year's Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
So I don't really see her doing back-to-back.
Back-to-backs.
Also, because she's not been on TV for so long, it would be, it's perfect. She comes back, she wins the Rumble.
She doesn't have to have many matches then before Mania. She can slow build. Yeah. Yeah.
So I see that happening, and then it makes perfect sense for Liv to win Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, that way around. 100%.
But going off, a conversation that me and you had, Ken, I do think that the perfect way to line it up is Liv wins the Rumble, immediately chooses like, you know, the Raw women, the women's world champion, and then 2 days later, Raquel wins it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Sets up that collision course nicely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Right. Lolly, who are you going to go for?
Well, I'm going to contradict what Alex has said. There's two that I have in my head at the moment. So I thought potentially Raquel could win it, and that would cause. So basically, over the last few weeks, we've had Liv Morgan keep saying to Io Sky that Rhea's going to betray her, blah blah blah, all of this malarkey. I actually think that's going to happen to Liv via Raquel in the Rumble. So that's kind of what I think is going to happen potentially with that one. And if that isn't the case, I think Natty might win it. And that's just based off the fact that I caught up on Raw earlier and Becky Lynch was going on about Natty going after her and her belt and that she'd have to win the Rumble to do it. And obviously she's now coming in with this character. So that's that's where my brain was kind of going. But I'd like to throw in a suggestion on who potentially might be coming into the Women's Royal Rumble, which
Sure.
was mentioned. Paige.
Yes. Yeah, big
Well remembered. I was
hype
thinking about that
online.
earlier.
Yeah, big hype online potentially that she may make that return. And I think it'd be great. I love Paige. I think she's great. And yeah, I'd love to see her have another run with WWE.
Agreed. I forgot. I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, oh, I need to mention that later, and then I totally forgot. So yeah, thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. So that's my kind of two avenues of how that could go.
All right. Right, finally to the men's Royal Rumble match. Who as long as it's not Cody 3 times, I'm good. I don't know how I could cope with that, and I'd have to change the show back to bitching about wrestling because that would just really piss me off.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he may show
He's
up.
going to come in at number 1 and going to repeat 2022, whatever it was, 2020, whatever it was.
Yeah, Gunther could be 29 and then Brock could be 30. But yeah, no, he'd come in late. He'd be far too fast.
I forget it. There's only one person coming in to win that Rumble match. We all know who it is.
Oh, Neil, give us your prediction. You got to mention it already.
It's gonna be the man who did the unthinkable and went double heel. Dominic Mysterio. He's gonna come in, gonna steal the Rumble.
Oh wow!
No,
I wouldn't
not
be
gonna
mad
be
at
Dom. I would love it to be Dominic Mysterio, but no, it's just got to be Gunther.
Well, he's injured for a start.
He's going to be double duty. He's going to come in. He's going to murder AJ Styles and make everybody cry. And then he's going to turn up in the Rumble either at number 2 or at number 27. And he's going to butcher everyone who's left in there. He's going to win.
Heat would be incredible. I mean, he got heat after Cena, but to retire AJ and win the Rumble in the same night.
Because the thing is, this is, you know what is everything that's going on right now. This is the reward for Gunther being a loyal man, a good man, and playing his role as a company man when they were like, we need you to suffer some BS.
Yeah.
We need you to lose to Jey Uso. I love Jey Uso. You guys know how much I love Jey Uso. But they're like, we need you to lose to him. We need this to happen. We need all this other crap that they had Gunther go through, right? They ran him through the gauntlet of BS.
Yeah, and he lost to Sammy at WrestleMania as well, didn't he?
Yep. But the thing is, when he lost to Sammy, everyone was like, the mindset was he lost to Sammy so that he can win the world title.
Yeah, to move on. Yeah. No, so it's like what happened with WrestleMania.
Yeah.
We
felt comfortable.
WrestleMania.
Yeah. So he's back-to-back losses at WrestleMania. And then this is the guy who the WrestleMania before beat Drew McIntyre and Sheamus together.
Yeah.
Amazing match. Best triple threat match I think I've seen.
That's a really good shout. All right, good stuff. I think it's going to be Roman Reigns. I don't think Roman has much on his plate coming back. There's not really any stories for him to dip into unless it was CM Punk and after what happened to WrestleMania last year. ties in with his work schedule because he can literally come in, win the Rumble, and then not appear for another month, 6 weeks. And it kind of fits that narrative, and it'd be huge for Saudi, and they'd want a big person, big name to win it at their first Royal Rumble. So he's had this whole video package of him declaring. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's Roman. And his last win was not well received by the fans. And I think this would be different. He could win, the crowd would be behind him, and it would be a popular one as opposed to the one previously where it's him and The Rock holding his hand up and being booed out of the arena. So for me, I think it's Roman because it just puts him into the main event picture of WrestleMania, potentially against CM Punk. And if Seth is fit, they could run that back and have the triple threat again, rerun it, and but this time for the title, and it'll be the second night. So I think CM Punk's going to headline night 2 this year. But that's my thoughts. So I'm going to go with Roman Reigns. Alex, who have you got?
So I have who I think and who I want.
All right.
Who I want is because I think with this particular person, he can come in, he can win the Rumble and stamp his authority on the main roster, and that is Obafemi. He's obviously declared now, so he's going to be in the Rumble, and to watch that big ass man dance his way down what is probably going to be a really freaking long aisle is going to be hilarious. But what a way to make a statement for someone who they have been building up to come in halfway through the Rumble and muller everybody. So he'll come into the Rumble. I think when he enters, he'll probably eliminate everyone who's in the ring and have a moment. But yeah, to have him win that, to then go on and win at Mania would just be a phenomenal thing to do. It's not going to happen. It's not happening. But that's the way you'd make a start. It's going to be Roman Reigns. Why on earth would Roman Reigns be coming to this Rumble if he's not going to win it? And that's the unfortunate of it. I like Roman. I like him more now than I used to, and more now than everybody used to. But when we last saw him, he was in the ring with Cody and Punk and said, "I'm coming after a title."
Yeah.
Well, Cody doesn't have a title anymore. And he's done that title. And we were all terrified we were going to get Cody Roman 474. But no, we're going to get Cody and CM Punk. I don't want Seth to be involved in that match. Seth can go. I don't want Seth involved in that match. And yeah, and I tell you what, if we get Roman versus CM Punk at WrestleMania, I am going to cheer so much for Roman that no one is going to know what's going on in my household. And I will gladly take another 460 odd day reign from Roman Reigns if it takes the title away from CM Punk.
All right. Tell us your feelings, how you really feel. Lolly, who are you going for at the Men's Rumble?
Oh, so I think I've gone completely rogue with my idea. It's only because obviously just before I say my idea, is Jacob Fatu in it? Is he declared?
Yeah, I'd imagine. I don't know if he's officially declared, but he'll be in it.
He'll be in it.
So my thinking.
He's on the graphic.
Oh, he's on.
I'd love for Fatu to win it, by the way.
This is what I'm thinking. So they've had over the last couple of weeks this brawl with Cody, which obviously we mentioned on the other show, and things like that that's been building up. I'm wondering if they're going to repeat what happened at the Royal Rumble, however many years ago now it was, when Brett and Lex Luger both went over at the same time, but it's Cody and Jacob Fatu.
Gotta bring Brett into it again.
It's only because he was in that one. But anyway, so they both go over at the same time, and then it kind of fuels this thing even further. No.
I don't see him either in the title picture.
I don't see that.
No. And I think this year is the time for Cody to step back at WrestleMania and not be in a main event. He's had some big Manias, he's had big moments, and yeah, he could go and have a good feud with somebody at WrestleMania and win, because obviously he lost last WrestleMania to Cena. But
no, I mean, look, in the nicest way I can say it, Cody Rhodes has literally headlined the last 3 WrestleManias. Now
That's
whilst-
massive, by the way.
Now the thing is, what I think, obviously, the argument can be, well, Roman did the last 4 or 5. Roman did the last 5 Manias. The difference is the tribal chief versus QB1.
I guess to me, because I've been watching it since June, July, like Roman to me is
Of
like a
this
new
year?
entity. Yeah. Well,
My
the one last bit. Like the last
It's
6 months
becoming-
basically.
it's
So coming like going in
phrase.
yeah, Roman's like an unknown entity to me. Like he's just like a broody bloke for
If
all I-
you go onto YouTube,
You haven't seen
the bloodline.
No, I haven't.
If you go onto YouTube, there's videos there which tell like the whole bloodline story,
Okay.
and that is probably the best piece of wrestling storytelling ever
Lolly.
as a faction and stuff. It's incredible.
Lolly.
Yes.
Lolly, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Hear me? What you need to do is you need to go all the way back to, was it No Mercy? You need to go back to No Mercy.
What year?
2021?
Okay, Neil, you missed the last show. Lolly's watching New Gen.
No,
She's way further back on that.
I didn't miss the show. I watched the show. I missed being on it, but I watched it. I heard this. No, skip all of that. You need to go back to the very beginning. And you need to watch the Bloodline saga begin with Roman returning, and then you see him and Jey Uso, and you need to see the whole thing build and evolve and get to the point where you meet your tribal chief. You need to see the whole head of the table. You need to meet the tribal chief. You need that. And when you get there, you will understand.
That's
why.
what got me back
When,
into wrestling.
when you say Roman Reigns is a non-entity, he is the most important wrestler of the last 25 years.
But it's so weird because obviously you've got the context of that. Just imagine if people like, because obviously like wrestling's gone on to Netflix as from the beginning of
Yeah.
wrestling. So you've got this whole like brand new potential fan base coming in that doesn't have any of that context. So I'm kind of offering you the viewpoint of somebody who's coming into it, trying to make sense of it. And like, you know, and then you've got some people that have kind of disappeared into the background, or we don't know too much of it because they've been off the scene for too long. So you kind of develop new like favorites that potentially people are like, well, why do you feel this about this person when there's all of this history that's gone on? But I don't know that. So I'm coming into it from this like, and I think it's quite interesting from that point of view because obviously you're like be passionate about it, and I'm just sat there going, well, I could just do without seeing this person because I don't feel any kind of affinity.
Connection to
Give me new stories of new things that are new buildings rather than the old stuff that I don't that I haven't lived and don't care about. And I totally get that. And this whole thing is like, so I went back when I came and started watching again. I went back just to get the history. I didn't go back and watch like, you know, where in a way I do agree with Neil when Roman came back and battered the Fiend and Braun Strowman. And that whole build was epic, and that was kind of just after I'd got back in, so I was lucky that I got back in at that bit. But I completely get the whole thing. It was like, I missed the Cena thing. I understand how big a star he was, but I didn't know his feuds really with The Miz. I didn't realize how big a star Miz kind of was and where Miz kind of went to. I totally missed Ryback and some of these people. I totally missed CM Punk. It's part of the reason I don't like him. So I totally understand where you're coming from, and sometimes you just got to go and watch the story from where it is now because there's so much history to go and watch. You can miss what's going on now.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys. Go on, Neil. Last comment.
Last moment. Here's what you do, Lily. Make it a show. Make it a weekly show or a daily show, or use your platform on your TikTok. You can watch it and bit by bit go through the Bloodline saga work
People
your
like
way
that
up
did
from
with the
where you
MCU.
started. And yeah, you see how you have the MCU?
Yeah.
Bloodline Saga is literally like the MCU.
Dude, the woman's got a job. The woman's got a job. Leave her alone.
This is
Yes,
more
that's what we
important.
No, basically, guys, everybody on the internet, if you want to follow me to get me to like 20,000, I will do that, and then that can be my job, and it's fine.
That's it. You need to follow all of us. Myself on TikTok at Wrestling is Awesome. It's Lolly Holland, Alex Van Jean, and Neil the Real Deal. Follow us all on TikTok, YouTube, our platforms. Follow us all. Get us all so we can make this our day job. That's the plan. Right, so thank you very much for listening. Those are our predictions of the Royal Rumble 2026. And as I say, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on the podcast platform of your choice. And that's about it. So until next time, thanks very much and peace out.
Bye.